As I got to know Suzanne, I was really intrigued by her humor, by her passionate commitment to political justice and interfering with structures of power, by her analysis of media. I learned so much from her that I started my research on the book which I have just published, called Suzanne Lacy, Spaces Between. During the Gulf War in 1991, I was looking for a way to connect my art history scholarship to the concerns that I had about violence and racism in this country. I had gone to New York City to the Women's Caucus for Art conference in 1990 and had kind of an epiphany of sorts, because I had seen a lot of women and met a lot of women artists who were talking about and using strategies from theater and political protests to express their own ideas visually. And there were guerrilla girls who were wearing their guerrilla suits, all kinds of performative projects that I had just never been exposed to, never heard of. Women who were doing altars in the downtown New York City, trying to get people to engage with them and talk to them about what was sacred to them or meaningful to them. Now, these were not new concepts or strategies, but they were new to me. When I came back from New York City, I started interviewing and corresponding with a number of these artists, and I met Suzanne Lacy in 1992. Suzanne Lacy's art comes out of interactions between people, places, and objects. So in the IDS Tower in Minneapolis, there was this convergence of 430 women who are all over the age of 55. When the women came together in this space, they, in a sense, gave new meaning to this downtown area, because they were older women who were often invisible downtown, and they entered the space and took charge of it for an afternoon in May of 1987. The women came in and performed a choreographed piece called The Crystal Quilt that involved being seated around square tables that were arranged in a quilt pattern, and then they themselves moved their arms according to audio signals. And as they moved their arms, they were also talking about their hopes for the future, their memories of the past, and stories from the places that they came from all over Minnesota. You could say that the book that I wrote came out of relationships certainly between Suzanne and me, but also between all of the interviews that I did with the people who worked with Suzanne, as well as relationships between the individual self and other people, and the body and urban structures.